process. People from the early age of 8, they are selling something. Nigerians come to our country and they don't know. Have you seen a Nigerian come and look for a job in South Africa? That's not how they were programmed. They were programmed, go there and make money for yourself. They get here 2 weeks later, they're making money. In the same country where we say there's no man, there's no Nigerian that looks for a job. Magic. And magic was also given to us by the Creator for purposes of if we are in trouble and we need a backdoor emergency. You can do magic and get money in. So it just depends on your energy, but most of the magic tricks that I normally give people, or magic spells to make quick money, like you don't have money to pay for your kids' school fees, you don't have money to pay for a car, it's nothing between 20 and 50,000 rand. You can make magic. There are actually people, they were not humans, that are at the clubs and you are dancing with them. But they are there to take souls. And when you've drunk alcohol, you can lose your soul in that process. Alcohol is a spirit. You take more of it, people can be able to take your soul. It can go 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and maybe sometimes you can go forever. You lose your mind, you get depressed, you die because you don't have a soul anymore. They replace you with some just weird stuff, and alcohol is bad.
In a world where Africans have lost their roots, it has become of vital importance to document our ways. In an effort to reverse the brainwashing of the past, where we were made to believe our ways are demonic, we are pressed to create dignified and respectful platforms to unpack our spiritual ways. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs or position of this channel, its hosts, or affiliates. This podcast is a platform for open discussions and exploration of various perspectives, including controversial and unconventional ideas. We encourage viewers to think critically, do their own research, and form their own opinions. The content is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as fact, advice, or an endorsement of any specific viewpoint. Viewers' discretion is advised.
You know, actually, since BUSI, I started your book and I'm on the
Yes, the 30 days.
the 30 days. And it's not taking me 30 days.
Yeah, no, it cannot.
It can't. Because I was like, oh, okay, yes. So it's normal that 2 weeks has taken me 2 months.
Yeah, no. It needs to sit with you. It needs to marinate. If you're doing it correctly, it will take longer.
So that's what it is. So that's what, okay, so I want us to go a little bit backwards before we get into the programs of today. We were talking about money and energy and how we spiritually align ourselves. Because what you are saying is that when we are in a good space, spiritually, money flows to us easily.
Yes.
So,
yeah. So remember we had discussed that money is not something we're supposed to work for. Money is not something that we go and look for it or we chase after or we fight for. Or money is something that comes to us as a reward. And it comes to us in the amount that we are willing to receive. So all of us, we wake up every day and we go to work. And because I've gone to school and I've studied a degree, I am willing, because they told me my degree is worth 40,000 rand a month. Now I am open to 40,000. But give me 80, I'm going to make sure that the rest of the 40, I blew it. Then I'm going to remain with my 40 because I know and I'm willing to receive 40 for what? My degree. It doesn't matter what you do. You can go sit there the whole day and do nothing. You're still going to get your 40. You can go and work and do all the projects and be sent from pillar to post. They're still not going to give you more Because you, in your brain, you know I am worthy of 40,000. Then okay, now I'm studying another master's, and then I know my master's is gonna get me at 80. But if they give you 120, you're still gonna blow the rest. Because you are only going to get what is a reward of what you think you are worth. So another person is that every month I always just seem to just make 15,000. It doesn't go below, it doesn't go above, it's just 15. That is your money set point. That is the money you're willing to receive. Now there's somebody somewhere, they say Amazon is making $1 million every 68 seconds. If they don't make $1 million every 60, they call a big meeting. Why didn't we not make 60? Why didn't we make $1 million in 68 seconds? It's a problem. We know, we are Amazon. We expect to be getting this much in this 68 seconds. If we're not, then there's a problem somewhere. Somebody needs to do something. So it doesn't matter what you do. You can be inside the mine. You can work so hard. If you know that I'm worth 6,000 rand, you're gonna get that.
How do you even get to a space in your head where you think about how much you're worth? Is that a normal thought?
Yes, it's a normal thought, because remember, I was born, I'm going to give you my example. I was born in Mpumalanga, in a small village. I'm a girl, and where I was born, actually, women getting educated was not a thing. We were actually just taught that you need to find a man that's got money and marry him and you'll be fine. So almost every girl in my village, they was just looking for a man that's got money. I mean, how many women today are looking for a man that's got money? Mm-hmm. You know, there are women that are supposed to be, they are earning a lot of money, but they can't buy themselves anything because they're waiting for a man to do it. And they were told from day one when they got here that you need a man. And if they find one, they will find one who will have a problem with her money, because that is still the script that is going on.
Sure.
So now you see, another person who's born in another setup, in another status in life, they believe that I am supposed to start a business and it's supposed to make not less than this much. And this is what I've seen my whole entire family doing. This is how life looks like. So if they are broke, it's a wrong thing. It doesn't make sense. But if I'm broke, I grew up, there were days where we didn't have a plate in front of us. We will go to a funeral just to eat. So now I'm not going to be here expecting to be making money. Like, where did I see that happen? That is why you'll find that people are going into great jobs. They're earning 200K a month, but they're in so much debt. Then you're asking, hi, this is South Africa. The average house, the average car, you cannot be finishing 200K. Why? Because it's not about the money. It's about the underlying programming. That is why we have to go back and then change this programming. Those few who have come out of it, they only came out not because they were lucky or anything. I mean, the ones who are really doing it correctly, they just changed the programming because we were programmed. Remember, when the industrial phase started, we were taught that you need to have education and you need to find a job. There was no other option on the table. Our mothers taught us, you need to go to school, you need to find a job. You need to go to school, you need to find a job. Now, if they did not make us program us like that, who was going to work in the mines? Who was going to work in the factories? Who was going to do that? Because everybody was going to do their own thing. So you go to other countries where they did not have that process. People from the early age of 8, they are selling something. Nigerians come to our country and they don't know. Have you seen a Nigerian come and look for a job in South Africa? That's not how they were programmed. They were programmed, go there and make money for yourself. They get here 2 weeks later, they're making money. In the same country where we say there's no man, there's no Nigerian that looks for a job. Maybe other like Zimbabweans, they look for a job, but not Nigerians. And you go to Nigeria and look at how they live. Jesus. The programming is there, so we were programmed to do that, and we're doing it. So that's why at this point we need to unlearn.
You say you grew up in a impoverished background, and now you're a rich aunt.
Yeah.
So I need to understand, where did you learn to program yourself? Because you didn't learn it at home.
No, didn't happen. Yeah, no, it wasn't home.
So how now?
Yeah, so which brings us in the most important thing is this. So you grew up, I mean, I can tell you stories upon stories of how bad things were. But the ones that are called for bigger things, the ones that are called to be managers, to be CEOs, to be business owners, and do all these amazing things, they will normally go through a lot more challenges. Like the day you choose who's your mother and your father, you're going to choose the worst. So when you get here, so that you can be safe, you will be put in the most dangerous situations. But this is where you are kept safe. But this is also where you get to be trained to sleep hungry, to know if somebody is hungry, that they're really hungry, you know how hungry it feels like. Then you can be able to start jobs and actually hire people. Most of those people who have grown up in a bad situation, all they want to do is save somebody. Where would you have been trained for that? People who did not suffer. I mean, I've got friends who they grew up eating izambanela pondo, you know. And when you talk about trauma and not eating, and they're just like, oh, child, what's that? They don't get it. And I see it, I'm like, oh my God. That is why they're just thinking about the next Porsche. They're thinking about, they don't see the pain in somebody's eyes, and it's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They are not here for that. But the ones who are here to save somebody else must go through the process. You cannot save me if you do not know how it feels like to be hungry. You do not know how it feels like to be divorced. You do not know how it feels like to suffer from anything. Because you will judge me. You will think I'm stupid. No, it's not being stupid. I just got to be programmed differently than you.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just need to understand something, because we're talking about people who grew up underprivileged. Then there's some who grew up, like you say, well. But the danger with that is that those ones don't get equipped to stand on their own by themselves. And what usually happens is that once the parent who's propping them up transcends,
then they start their journey.
It's a mess. Then they lose everything. And then, so how then do you program a privileged child to realize that what is propping them up is not
what
it's
looks,
a false.
Yes. So the good thing is that now everybody has to walk that journey. Everybody has to be trained before they can pass the test. For you to be truly a great person, you have to be trained. For a doctor to go and open up a person and change a heart and put on a new kidney, they have to be trained. So if you haven't gone through the training, you will at some point have to go through the training. So just in my case, I grow up and I get the training, but then the problem will happen where I don't get the chance to heal from the training. So when soldiers are coming back from training, they always come back with wounds. They need somebody to go to a clinic and they bandage them and then they fix them up. They've gained the skill, but now they just need somebody to bandage the wounds. If you don't bandage those wounds, then they will be infected and then they will lose limbs and this if they are not taken care of. So every time you go through something, you need to find a way to heal the bruises before they become a wound. But most of us, those bruises were not healed quickly enough. They became wounds, and those wounds started to manifest and become traumatic things. And then we left with big scars. But that is why then we have to do the healing. Now, the healing is not to say what happened to me was wrong. Me losing my parents, me not eating, me going through all of that, that was perfect. I needed all of that. But then if I did not heal how my father walked out on me and left me with nothing, then I will never be able to hold a handful. Now I hold the hands of thousands of people, but it's because now I got to heal. When you heal, you receive the gift now. You receive the blessing of going through the training. So you graduate, you receive your doctorate, and then you can use it to do something better. So a lot of people stuck at that healing part. We don't get the healing, and when we don't get the healing, we become toxic to ourselves and everybody else.
Yo. Then let's come back to how do we program then the mind? What is the system that we're supposed to do?
So on a daily basis, now it has to be a daily routine of changing ourselves. So there is a saying that says, I get better every day, in every way I get better. So we have to know that on a daily basis, I once was crippled this way, so I need to train my muscles. Now, if I wasn't walking, now I was in a wheelchair, now I need to train myself to walk every day. There will be a day where I don't have to train because now I'm fully in that, my muscles have strengthened up and I'm good. But I have to be okay with the fact that on a daily basis, I have to train out of that trauma. I have to train to now use my muscles that were not used. So this is where then work like this current energy that we're going to talk about the Lion's Gate. It's a spiritual portal. It's a spiritual time, just like winter and summer, but it's a time where we are given a chance to fix what we couldn't do right. It's an activated energy where things are changing. So there is the astrology of everything is set up in a way that supports the whole system. So 2025 it's year number 9, which is the end of a season. So every year has a number. So we start from a 1 to a 9. So 2025 is if you remember 10 years ago from now, the same things, everything in the world was going up in haywire. Because every time there's a number 9 year, everything needs to be finished off so that next year we can start on a clean slate. So we are seeing everything go up in smoke just because everything is falling apart so that it can fall into place. Clean up time. So it's an energy. It will change and we will start again fresh and everybody will look like they are not seeing what's happening and then it gets to the climax and then everything goes boom and then we start again. So the Lion's Gate comes through to say, hey, if you've missed the bus, here is extra time. You know, like in soccer, you get the extra time to say, maybe you can score another goal. So August 8 every year is the Lion's Gate, is the Leo energy, is the energy of fixing the things that did not go right. But how are we fixing them? By going back to our goals and saying, what material, this year it's material things and romantic things. So we all have seen how the romance has been the past 2 years. Everything around romance has just been going wrong. After this 2025, things are going to get better. So, and yesterday I was just doing a podcast. I was explaining that a lot of people are going to find their soulmates between July and Jan 2026. A lot of people are going to find their soulmates because now things are coming together. Like people that have been doing a whole lot of rubbish, they are like waking up to the fact that, you know what, actually, there is one person that I've always messed up. And maybe I was the one who was wrong. They are just coming back to that realization. But it's things that have happened in their life that have really put them in their knees and got them to realize that, you know what, actually I am being a mess. I need to fix my life. So it happens during this time. So there's always going to be a portal where we get a break. We get a relief moment. And if you don't use that energy, you don't use it. It goes away without you using it. If you use it, then you benefit. It's just like now, we go outside, we use the force of gravity, or we don't. The force of gravity exists. It doesn't care you are rich, you are poor. It's a force of gravity, it's there. You use it well. I mean, force of gravity, you can take a whole entire machine and fly through the skies because of the force of gravity. That plane can come back. It won't get lost. So, but if I am not using it, then it's just going to be there. So the portal is open, the 888 portal. It is about mega manifestation of material things and really good manifestation of good love. I can say soulmate vibes, but you know what? It is what it is. So, but we have a chance to do something. We have a chance to practice some specific things that we can heal parts of us that have been holding on to that programming. Programming that says, I'm never going to find a job. I've been trying for so hard. I'm never going to get an increase. I'm never going to come out of this debt. I'm going to be in debt until I die.
So it's interesting that you brought this portal in. What are you saying about nature and our connection to nature and our abundance? Because it sounds like you're saying there's a connection.
Yeah. So when we go out, we see trees. There's a time where they shed their leaves, and then there's times where they bring back that, and they have actually good, amazing fruit. We can enjoy that fruit. And then there's a time where that fruit dries up, and it is a process. We all go through that. So we are going to go through those changes. And if we do not go with that flow, we're going to have a problem. You cannot be in winter, you go out with a bikini. I mean, you won't die, but you're not going to have an amazing life. You cannot go out with this big jacket when it's December and it's so warm. So you need to sort of go with the nature and use nature to your benefit. Because if it's a cold weather, and that does something to our body. The cold weather is good for certain things. Like if we did not have the cold weather, we'll get old quickly. I mean, we are in one part of the world where we experience good summer and good winter. Not too much winter, not like we get both, but most of us that are staying in the southern hemisphere, we are healers. So we need proper energy transfer from nature. So we get a good summer and we get the winter, and all of it makes us stronger in a certain way. So going with the energy of nature, going out and making sure that you are exposing yourself to the mountains. You go there to do your meditations, to do your prayer. You go to the rivers, you go to the ocean to cleanse yourself and rethink yourself and reconnect with yourself, review your life. Mostly if a season is changing, you need to do your review. Because sometimes you will find that there are blessings that you don't see there in front of you. But just because you're not doing any review, you don't see them. You miss out on them.
You know, I know you've told the story a million times, but it's an important story to tell about your own debt and how you got into money coaching. Because I'm busy bragging about you here, calling you every time to MOYA, and they actually need to know why.
Yeah. So for me, of course, it was that thing. I mean, in 6 years old, I don't have parents, and I am, for some good, God being great, I find out that you can make money from selling things. So I think, okay, then there's no problem then, because I can sell stuff. So I am selling everything that I can find, peanuts, sweets. I'm selling them in class. And luckily, I'm a A student, so I don't have to sit and really pay so much attention. I can figure out things quickly. I'm always making a plan. I'm like that. But then I learn how to sell, and I see how money is made. But that also was a good thing because my mother was an entrepreneur. So I saw her do it. Make bedding, sell it. Make bedding, make so much money, and had a beautiful home, beautiful furniture. She did not lack nothing. And hence, I became that woman that does not think I need to wait for somebody to make something for myself. So I learned it directly from her. But now, the good thing is that later on, I continue and I am pushing. So I finished my matric and I find, for some good luck, my sisters make a plan and I go and I study IT. Come back from IT is depressing me, totally going to depression because I hated the job. It was not somewhere where I needed to be. I needed to be out being a coach and doing all these kind of things. So I work there and I get depressed and I see that my family passed on from depression. I might just die from this job. And there are many people who are dying from jobs every day. I work with clients on a daily basis that are been into mental hospital half of the year. And they're still staying in that job, and the job is killing them. And, and sometimes they die, they commit suicide, and this happen. So, but I see that this is going to lead to that. So I go into business, not knowing anything about business. First business I start it goes well for some few years. Well, it was literally 1.5 years. 1.5 years I was in property. I was buy a property and renovate it. Not really renovate it. I would just paint it nicely and then put the price up and then done. At that time, you could do that. You can get away with a lot. And I'm doing that and it's working so well. But then there's the world recession. And that was the whole entire world. I lost everything in one day. And then I'm thinking, okay, has happened. Do I go back and find a job? But now I'm owing the bank. So from there, I start going back to the bank. And now I go and get money for people every day from the bank. So I learned there that actually Thursday is a good day to go and talk to a bank manager. I don't know why, but Thursday is a perfect day.
Okay.
And there is things you need to say. There's words you don't say. There is. I learned how the banking system works. From that, you see why it's trailing.
Unbelievable.
So you see why it's so I go through all of that, and then of course I start one business after the other, and then 6 businesses later I owe the bank 40 million rand. So now when I'm owing the bank 40 million rand, they call me. They're like, nah, you're not gonna be borrowing money from here anymore. And I mean, I could prove to them. I had Mercedes trucks, buying them cash. I could prove to them that I knew what I was. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing something. It was working. And when I finally got to that point, and one other thing was also that thing of when I left my job, everyone was like, oh, you think you're special. You're going to leave a job because you're depressed. Wow, where did you see that? Everybody is depressed. They go to jobs. What's wrong with you? Go, just get it done. I just couldn't. I was going to kill myself. Oh, I mean, I was going to die of cancer or something. I mean, in my chart, it says if I get stressed, I will die of cancer. So I'm not trying to do that. So I left, and now I was trying to keep it together for everybody, to not be the story of, oh, we told you, what do you think? So I'm 28, I'm in 40 million rand debt. Nobody at 28 should be in 40 million rand. And I just do not know what happened. Like, I do not know if I'm coming or going. And for some weird reason, if it's just really God that's doing that. Even at that time, I didn't think of anything bad. I didn't think of killing myself. I just was like literally just thinking tomorrow is going to be a better day. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. And then the bank came and took every little thing. I was left with the clothes I was wearing. I'm married. The person I'm married to also goes into the same thing because in community of property. So, yes. Now, we should be very careful how you get married to human beings out here. Because, you will marry somebody like me.
Oh my God.
And now you are in serious trouble. But then again, I wasn't buying an LV. I was just trying to build a legacy. Okay, fine. Then at that moment, that is when I found the first part of my healing. I met somebody who was a coach that said, you don't have a problem with money. You have a problem with the relationship you have with money. And then I thought, what? I need to have a relationship with money now? And she just said, you know what? I'm going to give you a set of some work and some meditations and she wrote it on a paper. Go do this. Don't start another business in 3 months. And I thought, how can I start a business? Because now I'm blacklisted. The High Court has put my name out there. Sequestration for the next 16 years. You can't have nothing on credit. You need to. I'm just thinking, you're not okay. Saying I am going to go and start a business at this point. But I wasn't really at that time broken. I was still fighting. I had all the fight in me. I was not backing down. And then I thought that was a joke. 3-4 days later, I went back to that paper and I started using that paper. And literally in a month's time, I was back in business. And she had said, don't do it in 3 months. And I was like, no ways, I'm fine.
Then you started making that 40 million back and paying it back.
So now sequestration is a good thing because they take everything from you and they cancel the credit to a certain extent. So there will be a few things that you still have to pay, but like the big part of it, you're going to be, it's like you go to jail. So your debt is taken and you go into this jail where you cannot access anything. You can't even have a contract phone. Then I had to learn how to buy everything cash for years. Now that was another training I needed. Today I don't have a problem of spending. And I used to be a big spender, a huge one. I got to be trained how to buy a car cash. I got to be trained how to buy a property cash during those years when I was in sequestration jail. So after that, now I've gained more than I lost. Because now I can actually show somebody what not to do. I can actually show somebody, if you are in debt, there's so many people that have taken out of debt in literally like months when the debt was supposed to be 30 years. It is so easy to get out of debt because it's also an energy. You stay in debt just because you're proving to yourself that I don't afford, I don't have, I'm in lack. You must be in debt because then your brain is going to think you are crazy. How are you going to prove that you are in lack if you are not in debt? You let go of that. I tell you, the money that you've been needing runs through your house, come running through. And then you are out of there. It's the easiest thing to come out of debt, but it's an energy, it's a spirit. And nobody is ready to talk about it at the bank, right? Because then it's going to be a problem if we don't go back to borrow. Banks makes money from debt. Yes. That's the only thing they make money from.
Sure, should we check out if we've got any questions from the audience? Sure. Guys, this live stream is only going to be available till the end of the interview. It's going to go on to members only. And then the full episode will come out as usual on the MOYA podcast. So you are the lucky few who are catching the shoot. Do we have any questions from the audience? Oh, wow. We don't have any questions yet. You guys don't have debt? That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to Lionsgate Portal, because when I look at your social media platforms, you are centered on that. Why should we know about Lionsgate? You did briefly explain it, but maybe unpack it some more for us. What should we be doing at around that time?
So I've always done the teachings between what is spell work and what is manifestation work. So spell work is magic. It's magic if it's magic gone wrong is a tatalento vibe and it's dark, but there is also good light magic. And magic was also given to us by the Creator for purposes of if we are in trouble and we need a backdoor emergency. You can do magic and get money in. So it just depends on your energy, but most of the magic tricks that I normally give people, or magic spells to make quick money, like you don't have money to pay for your kids' school fees, you don't have money to pay for a car. It's nothing between 20 and 50,000 rand. You can make magic, literally, with candles and stuff. No, it's allowed. It's in the planet. It's allowed. It's an emergency, like CPR. You see how CPR, you're supposed to be breathing for yourself, but then now you are in an emergency.
You need help, yes.
Somebody helps you breathe.
So there's money magic on the planet.
There is money magic, and it's for a reason. There is dark magic and there's light magic. But magic, you don't need to heal. Magic is just like the force of gravity. It works on everybody who is doing it. You just need to know how to do it correctly and how to a certain scale. Of course, like I say, normal people, you can make 20,000 to 50,000 on emergency magic. Now, I always say, don't get hooked on magic, because the money, it does not stay with you.
Oh my God.
Yes, it's like the CPR, the person is going to breathe on you and they will have to sort of get up and go. You sort of have to figure it out by yourself at some point. But they will give you some air until the ambulance is here, or until you recover to a certain point. So you don't want to do magic with things that you want to keep. So I always say, you can do a magic of finding a man. You can do a magic and you can find a boyfriend tomorrow. But the boyfriend will be out of this. He will leave you in 3 months. So you sort of don't want to do magic for those kind of things. But you can do a magic and find a relationship. But it's not going to last because it's magic. So, yes, ma'am.
There's a question. Please kindly expand on ways to make money away from magic, Because definitely it's not easy to get out of debt 50 million.
Yes. So
That's not going to take magic.
definitely you don't want to do a magic of 50 million. Now you are in the dark side, and the dark side you pay dearly.
Yes.
You don't want to do that.
Yes.
So, and people, because magic, that's what I'm saying. I normally say people shouldn't go for magic unless you really have an issue like so bad, because people get addicted to magic and they do too much and they get into trouble. That is, you are now messing up the whole entire lineage. You're messing up umsamo, you're messing up a lot of things that you shouldn't be messing up. So there is magic. Now, things like the 888 brings in extra energy, where if you're using it for magic, it will work better. But there is manifestation. Now, manifestation is where you need to heal so that you can achieve and receive what was due to you the day you were born. So all of us came in here rich like nobody's business, that we will never lack anything good. We came with our purpose, we came with our callings, we came with our talents and gifts that are supposed to take care of us. And now when you heal, you can do manifestation work. Manifestation work is you manifesting a 50 million rand business, is you learning how to come out of debt. It's manifesting of things that are going to stay with you for a long time. Now, during the portal, that energy for you to manifest is heightened, as much as the magic energy is also heightened. So I always say to people, during the Lionsgate portal, keep to yourself. A lot of people are doing weird magic out here, and you might be caught off guard because there's so much going around. So you want to keep to yourself and do what is benefiting you. So manifestation work, you need to heal. Magic work, you need to do what magic is saying. You must light 3 candles, you must do this, you must do this, you must do that. And we use also nature to make magic, as everything else is nature. So you can be able to come out of emergencies. God made it that everything has an emergency, something. But during the Lionsgate, everything is heightened. So if you are doing something for an emergency, then it will probably work better than any other time during this time. But what you want to use the portal for is manifestation, things that are going to stay with you for a long time, things that you can give to your children's children, which is coming out of a big SARS debt, a big this and this debt. That is something that is good to do now during this 8 August portal, which started already and finishing around the 12th of August. Yes, ma'am.
2 questions. How do you keep your energy clean so you can manifest better? And then,
Okay, that is a very important question. The cleansing process needs to be daily, or if you're doing it correctly, it needs to be a daily process. We cleanse in 3 ways. We cleanse physically, we cleanse energetically, and we cleanse spiritually. Now, when I say cleanse energetically, I mean emotionally. So if you are at any time are envying somebody, or are wishing somebody's bad, or hoping we all get broke because I'm broke, and that sometimes happens automatically, all of us go through that. If you find yourself, you catch yourself doing that, you need to get yourself out of that as quickly as possible. You need to give a blessing to that person. Damn. Because you are, everything you're thinking, you are creating for yourself. That is why witchcraft works. People who witchcraft other people don't get anywhere also. So you need to cleanse in those 3 ways. So the energetically one is the most important one. You need to keep your thoughts clear. You need to, the Bible prayer that says, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. You must never forget the part that we forgive those we forgive those who trespass against us. Oh, that is such an important thing. If we can just cleanse that energetically, you will not find somebody who's going to rob you. You will not find somebody who's going to do bad things to you, at work, bully you. If you are cleansed energetically, you are in a high vibration. Low vibrating things do not touch you. You only get low vibrating things because you are in a low vibrational way. So every day you need to meditate and forgive yourself, forgive others that have done you wrong, and forgive yourself for doing wrong things to yourself. Like this part was lila and the cold drink and the coke and the what you've drank that you're not supposed to be drinking. You need to every day cleanse yourself like that. And that is the thing, like, okay, I wish somebody can just cleanse me quickly, it's magic. No, it is actually a good hard work to cleanse yourself and keep yourself in that high vibrational. So, and then physically, of course, you need to be in a clean environment. Like, work on making sure your space is clean, your car is clean, your house is clean, your bedroom, your cupboard is, you take off the dust, things that are old, you give them away. You make sure that your environment is always clean. And then, of course, the people that are around your life. It's sitting with somebody who's always bitching about what is wrong. They are not coming up with any options of what to... Just those conversations, when you hear them start, just be like, oh my goodness, I need to make a call. Get out of that. It's dating you now. So that is physically. Now, spiritually is the part that is the easiest, but nobody is doing it. This is where you then cleanse your lineage problems. You cleanse your curses. You cleanse your attachments. Who did you sleep with that you were not supposed to sleep with? Who did you get in contact with? All these nitty-gritties of energy that you have collected because you are in a trauma, bonding trauma mode, and you've went and just cleaned up the whole entire planet of their trouble, and you're carrying it with you now. This is where we do things like river cleansing, lighting of candles, doing salt baths, using essential oils, and using trees and everything, and mountains and this and that to cleanse spiritually. Because you could do everything you want to, everything you think you should be doing, and if you are not cleansed spiritually, things still just don't work. You send something, people still say no, reject, 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 reject. So that is the 3 ways you cleanse yourself. 3 ways.
And then the other question is more from me. So you were talking about like how some people who come from more impoverished backgrounds get the training earlier than those who come from wealthier backgrounds. And I feel like I come from a family where people are either really wealthy off of academics or really wealthy off of their art. And as an artistic person, I know that I don't have like the training of struggle, but I feel like I do have the training of pressure, if that's a thing that like I know that there's no other option for me than to be rich. But it also makes it difficult when like things are not, like life is not moving as if you are somebody who's going to be getting rich. But in my head, like my mentality growing up, I've always been the materialistic one in my family. I've always been the one who's more led by Venus more than anything. So how do you change that, even though you grew up with the correct thinking, how do you change now once you become an adult and you're like supposed to be seeing things moving forward, but it's not happening?
That's a good question. So what she's asking about is limiting beliefs. Okay, before we get to limiting beliefs, now we have karma, we have personal karma. So personal karma is the karma that I create for myself. So if I am jealousing somebody, I'm doing wrong things, that is my own karma. I'm creating this karma for myself. Then we've got a family karma. Now this one is the one that I did not do anything to deserve it, but it's family karma. So because I'm from this family, my DNA is connected to these people, I get to experience it. So this is where there's a scripture that says the sins of the forefathers will be asked from their great, the 4th and the 5th generation. That karma you still experience just because your DNA is here. You have to clear that karma. And then we've got I would say a cultural karma. So there's like Zulus go through this, Pedis go through this, Xhosas go through this. Now, okay, just because you are Xhosa, then you go through it. And then there is the countries. So South Africa went through apartheid. You're sort of gonna be in that. You like it. Then we have Africa karma. And then we've got a black people come, and then, you know, those kind of things. So sometimes you are lucky that a lot of people that I've seen also, you find that you have that grandmother that prayed so much. And if she can tell you the truth, she wasn't praying for you to be anything. She was praying for the karma to not find you. You'll be sleeping at 2 a.m. She'll be praying, let my children. She knows the karma of the family. She's praying like these ones not be touched by that karma. But then there are also grandmothers who said, let us go. Let these ones fight for us. Now you're going to fight. You're going to be here fighting like hell. So things like that. You're like, I'm trying so hard. This gift, I know this gift is supposed to serve me. I am so artistic. I am supposed to be. My art is so good, but nobody wants to pay for it. But they pay for Beyonce, 200 million, but they will not pay for you. They will ask you to come do it for free. The same thing, Beyonce is going to do it for 2 million. So we have those levels. That is why the spiritual cleansing is so important, because you don't know who is who in the zoo at that moment. And there are people who got lucky that their grandmothers stood. Like now we are the grandmothers who need to stand. Or when our kids are sleeping, we need to be laying hands on them and saying, I know I've been with all the wrong men who took all my money. These ones will not find that. We need to fight so hard that we don't pass it to our kids. So that is why a lot of people make jokes, but, oh, my mother, when I come in at night, she just starts praying. She knows what she's praying about. She knows exactly. So if you did not have that, you will have to do the praying yourself. You will have to do the cutting of cords yourself. You will have to do the clearing of karma yourself. That is what makes other people better than others, really. It's how much karma you've got. Because it's not about who is more talented than who. We know that is not the one.
I want to go back to that first question, because the person who asked said, without using magic. How do I clear this 15 million debt? Because now you're speaking far away and I actually need to be in the real life.
So we need to first ask, how did you get to the 15 million? That is the most important thing. There was a day where you did not have the 15 million rand. Then what happened? Because whatever that happened is the only thing that can remove you from that 50 million. Now, if it's just karma, then it's fine. You can use whatever else spiritual things to come out of it. But if it's a limiting belief that I don't have enough, so the 50 million rand is the remembrance to myself that I don't have enough. Now, 50 million rand is not a big deal. Something can happen right now and you find an opportunity and it makes you 200 million, and then the 15 million rand looks like 5 rand. But what got you there is where the healing needs to happen. What thoughts, what actions, what behavior, what influence, what inspired you? Because most people who are in debt, they're inspired by fear. You were fearing something and you found yourself going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, but you were just running from something.
That's very true.
So you don't need to use magic. You need to cleanse yourself energetically by going back to the place of the first cut, the first trauma of what happened for me to start the trail to 15 million. Because if you don't stop that thing, you're still going to get into 80 million. Still trying to come out. I got into 40 million rand just trying to come out of 1 million. Yep.
What?
Yes. It just continues. Mine was actually simple because actually at the end, I was able to find actually the exact limiting belief. It was saying, I do not know how I made this, so I'm going to lose it all. And I did lose it all. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm going to lose it all.
And then how do we correct our limiting beliefs?
Because that belief had come from the fact that I came from a family who did not have money. Who am I to be the first one?
So in terms of what I was saying, what would the limiting belief be, and how do we...
So you've got your skills, you have found your purpose, you have found what you're good at. Now, do you believe that what you're good at can take care of you? So you find that consciously you think, oh yeah, everybody is making money out of this. Why not me? But subconsciously then, I mean, a simple example, a lot of people who comes, I train coaches, certified coaches to be coaching professional, and they are so good at it, and they've been doing it since they were 5. They've been solving people's problems. They go around, they solve people's problems. But the day they now are registered and they're supposed to have a client, then no one comes through. And the limiting belief is that healing people does not bring money. And maybe in my family there was someone who was a healer that was called a witch. Now that's the family karma. Then I cannot do this work because then this work is banned. So I cannot heal people, I cannot give. So I have the skill, I have all of it, but do I subconsciously believe that this is how I'm going to be able to make money? Because most of us, we were taught that the things that are our skills, especially in the arts, a lot of people in the arts don't have money because they were taught these things are not supposed to make money.
Yeah.
It's just a gift that you're supposed to entertain people for free. Yes, ma'am.
So fixing the limiting beliefs, would that be through like affirmations every morning?
Yes, so limiting beliefs, again, they have different attachments. So if you find the attachment quicker, it's better. If you don't find the attachment, you will have to sort of keep doing a lot of affirmations to get to the affirmations. But the thing is this, your nervous system is the most powerful thing. So when we get traumatized, the nervous system takes a picture and says, oh, this is how you live your life. And now it stores it at the part of a brain. Now, every time you get a trigger around this thing, you go and mess it up all over again. So doing affirmations does not delete the trauma. So, but doing affirmations can trigger you to do the actual trauma removal. So you might find that you're doing an affirmation and this affirmation feels wrong. You keep saying it and you just feel like you want to vomit because you don't actually believe it. You're trying. Then that you know that there's an attachment that goes with the trauma around this issue. So then you need the one more step in healing this. But there are small limiting beliefs that you just put in a new thinking pattern, which is an affirmation, and you can cancel them quicker. But ones that are connected to trauma, limiting beliefs that are connected to trauma. So let me give you one, well, it's not a simple one. So one lady came through and she was having so much debt, of course. I mean, I always deal with people with debt. And she just, I mean, I was like, what do you think is the problem? She doesn't know why. She just keeps finding it. A TV will just stop playing and then she will have to buy a new one. Or she will have to go and, it's just like weird things. Like she's not even... How is the TV not working? Like nobody knows. It's not something she did. Things just keeps going wrong that puts her into debt. So the car will just stop working. Nobody knows why it's not working. And then she has to go and borrow so much money to fix the car. It's unfair things. Not like I went and I got myself nice things and then now I'm in debt. I'm not talking about that. So then we started the process. And when we're starting the process, the first level, limiting beliefs that can be removed by affirmations was not that, it was way above that. So we went into the second level. Trauma that has happened, yes, there was trauma, but that trauma for her was blocked. So it happened and she totally forgot about it. So the brain blocked it. Once the brain blocks it, you are in more trouble. So if you know what happened, it's better. When you don't know what happened, then it's way, way much deeper. So then I had to take her through an ayahuasca ceremony for her to remember what happened. And she remembered. Now what happened was that somebody abused her sexually and gave her a 2 rand note. Remember back then when there was 2 rand? Jesus. Yes. And said, shut up. Take this 2 rand then was huge because it was a paper money. Yes. So that person said, shut up. Never tell anybody about this. Go and have fun with this money. Now, in her brain, the brain at that moment took the picture of this trauma. Money buys you pain. Stay away from this thing that is going to cause you pain. So now she goes and she studies. She forgot this act. This money really did buy the whole entire thing because she forgot. She never told anybody. She forgot. Now she finds out, oh, this is what happened. Money at that day was given a new definition in her subconscious mind. It equals pain. It equals, you see, sexual abuse is the most painful thing in the planet because somebody takes your soul, literally. You need to go and fetch it back. And people who have been sexually abused, there's literally a process you need to go and fetch back your soul. Now, it's including money, so you see why things just keep going wrong. That leads her to debt. You can't have money, you can't have money, you can't have money. Because if I have money, then I don't. If I don't have money, then I can have peace. If I have money, then I don't have it because now. So ayahuasca was that process that could unblock that. We healed it immediately. She got a new job, doubled the pay, everything worked out. But she healed that mistake. That was a big mistake that needed healing. She fetched that part of her that got lost there. So what was the question? How to remove the affirmations can help to a certain point depending on how strong this belief. So her limiting belief was that money brings pain, but you cannot affirm that and it goes away. You see where it comes from. It was just too deep. Yeah.
And then someone said, I'm very gifted. I get challenged by old women like they want to take me out via witchcraft. I see them when they do things, but somehow this disturbs me from doing my business.
Yeah, so the gifted always gets to be traumatized.
Yeah.
Properly traumatized.
Bullied.
Nicely. They are always a threat. When you show up, people think you're going to take over the company, you're going to get the next position. So they are making sure you're not the one who gets. I mean, let me tell you, one day I was with this big organization. Normally I go and I become a judge for the entrepreneurship. So people come and present their businesses and they win big amounts of money. So I'm a judge there this day. And there's a lady, amazing lady, but I see good, she's spiritually gifted. Oh, she comes, she's got the most perfect idea ever. She presents it, everybody is wowed. Us as judges, we go and deliberate who's going to win the money. I mean, all of us were given her the best score. Yeah. So there was no question that she's supposed to win. You know what happened? Just one person said, but she doesn't need the money. And everybody was like, yeah, by the way, why should we give it to her? She doesn't need the money. And that was it. She never got the money.
Just because she was powerful.
Just because she threatened everybody. You see? Trauma, right? So, when you are gifted, you have this energy where nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody wants to give to you. Everybody wants to take from it. No man has bisa your soul get much. We want to take from. That's why you find with gifted people are sexually abused, they are financial abuse, they are traumatized. They find all the narcissists. They find narcissists from everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's a narcissist trying to take from you. Now, the only cure to this is for you to use the gift. Once you use the gift, what is going to happen is that everybody is going to come boo at you and you're going to heal them, but you're going to make them pay. Easy energy exchange. Now you want them to start to respect. They can't respect you if you haven't stepped onto the authority that you have. Vele, you are big. Vele, you are the thing. Vele, you don't need nobody. Vele, you don't need anybody to feel sorry for you because you are the everything most. You are Jesus, basically. But if you haven't stepped on this, oh, they're going to traumatize you. They're going to traumatize you for free. So once you step into that authority, then now you are the authority. Then now they have to honor you. They have to bow at your throne.
How do you step into your authority?
By saying that I am that is sent here. I'm the one. Yes, ma'am.
What is it with alcohol that takes so much?
Good one. So, alcohol is a spirit. During COVID, we were given alcohol to wash our hands and wash away the COVID. Alcohol is very powerful. Now, if you go to the groove at about 2 a.m., 1 a.m. in the morning, there are actually people, they were not humans, that are at the clubs and you are dancing with them. But they are there to take souls. And when you've drank alcohol, you can lose your soul in that process.
Please unpack this. What are you saying to us? What are you saying to us?
That is why I always say I don't go out after 8 p.m. just because I don't want drama. But anyway, when I'm out here, I see too much, so it doesn't happen.
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
So I'm not even enjoying the experience because
Yes.
I keep seeing things I have no business seeing. But alcohol is a spirit. You take more of it, people can be able to take your soul. It can go 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and maybe sometimes it can go forever. You lose your mind, you get depressed, you die because you don't have a soul anymore. They replace you with some just weird stuff, and alcohol is bad. I mean, we drink it because it's our Wensanjani, but
It's bad.
it's horrible. It's supposed to be washing things, not being put in our system. So if you are putting it, just put a little bit. I don't even know why we need to put it in. I mean, I take alcohol myself. I'm not saying, you know what, but we shouldn't be drinking it. There's no need for alcohol in our system, like zero need for it. And it is bad. When you are drunk, you can lose a lot.
It's so true. It's so true.
It's used in a lot of on a lot of spells because of that. Spells need alcohol.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about weed?
No, you want me to get in trouble. So weed is a plant. So weed is like what other plant? It's like panado. It comes from a plant. Of course, they've put in a whole lot of things. But if you take a lot of panados, you're gonna be
Sick.
gone. Take 2, it works. So weed, just like ayahuasca. I give people ayahuasca. Ayahuasca helps you to connect with your guides. It helps you to understand who you are. It helps you to get rid of trauma. But I have a dosage, and everybody, I'll test them how much dosage you must take. And I don't give dosage that is weird, because then things do. Just like anything else, you take more of it, it goes wrong. You take enough, it's fine. And different things works for different people. So there are people who are not supposed to take a certain plant. There are people who can take a certain plant.
Yeah.
It's fine. So other people can take weed and everything goes well. Other people take it and it doesn't go well. And the dosage is very important. So take the right dosage, then you'll be sure, you'll be fine.
Do we have
If
other
you are to take it, because you also need to test it. There's something we call kinesiology, that you can test everything in like water. You can test food. You can, especially for people who want to lose weight, there is food that you need to test that you're not supposed to put in your body, and there's food that when you test it and it goes with your body, you can eat as much and you don't gain weight. And there's food that if you eat it, you will gain weight, even you can eat one tiny bit. So you need to have that understanding of testing everything before using it. So even weed, other people, they should never take it.
Yeah.
Other people, they don't have a problem with it.
Do you have any other questions?
Mara, we use alcohol to pasa and celebrate our African culture.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you use it for spells. You don't put it in your mouth. It's very important for use it for spells, by the way.
Why?
Because it's a spirit. Yes, you call in spirits, like tons and tons of spirits with it. It's very good for that. Hence, if you put it inside of you, what are you trying to do? If you're not strong enough, we are harmed.
Yes.
So we use it for spell work. We use it to connect spirits. We use to talk to spirits with it. So if you are doing upahla, you will take a torch during ukuphahla, when you have cleansed the space, you have made yourself strong, and now the spirit is going to be speaking through you. It's going to be, it's very important to use it for nothing but drinking. And it's good to cleanse with it. Put it in your bath. Bathing with alcohol removes a lot of bad spirits, because you talk and you say, cleanse me, and it does it. But don't drink it. I'm not talking for myself.
You know, in your book there, I'm on the stage where I'm identifying what makes me feel guilty. So what does guilt have to do with money?
Oh, everything. Remember, money is an energy. So when you're feeling guilty about it, so everything that you feel guilty about, it should be out of your life. Everything you feel good about, excited about, should be inside your life. So once you feel guilty about certain things, maybe how you make it, where you get it, how it comes to you, how much work. There are people who believe that, I'm not working hard enough. That's why I'm broke. Haibo, there's no such a thing. But now you're feeling guilty. So then why should we have the money? So many people who feel. I once went through that whole thing of I don't work hard enough.
Yeah.
And well, I wasn't working as hard as anybody else I know, but I was working, and my value was very high than a lot of people that were working harder than me. But that's the thing, I needed to get out of the amount of work I'm doing and look at the value I'm giving.
And we check again for the audience. Is there anything?
Not yet.
There's nothing. So can you give us, I know you've got a retreat coming up. Can you give people the details? I must warn people, it's definitely got its own target market.
Yes.
So
the retreat is coming, but the most important thing is the Lionsgate, which is starting we're starting tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 6th of August.
Oh, okay.
So we're starting, it's a three-day live event. We have a webinar that we're going to be doing the work. So I'm going to be doing 3 things on the Lionsgate. The first thing is for cleansing past trauma, money traumas. So, and it's an online lab webinar, so everyone should be at home, but someone should be making sure that they're in a safe space, because they might vomit, there's a lot of clearing that you're going to be doing.
Oh my God.
Past money traumas, where you left your money. Where you might have left it in somebody's bed, you might have left it in a company somewhere, you might have left it, we have left money in weird places. So the first thing that we're going to be doing in this 3-day event is clearing past money traumas. Number 2 is that you're doing the manifestation work, but the thing is this, so we're talking about material things. You want a car, you want a house, you want this. The car is not gonna you're not gonna do the Lionsgate work and then find it parked outside.
Yes.
That SARS how are you gonna explain that to SARS? So there has to be something that now you are inspired to do. So a lot of people, because of the stress that we have, we don't have time to listen. We don't have listening abilities anymore. Everybody's nervous system is worked. Now, the problem with the nervous system, the more trauma you have, the less attention you can pay to anything. So now just think of somebody who is in a pool drowning. Yes. Even if they say, there's a guy with 50 million rent back, wants to give you 15 million. Can you, while you're drowning,
you're focused on survival?
No. You're not going to hear them tell you about the 50 million rent guy. You're going to be trying to come out of this water. You're going to be fighting for your life. So a lot of people, they are nervous system. That's why I give people ayahuasca. That's why I take people to the retreat. Because there, I can finally be like, come out. And then you take breaths. And then we can put you out there, and then you can start to vomit out the water. And then later on, after 3, 4, 5, 20 minutes, you can say, where's the guy with the 50 million? Is he still here? Tell him I also need some 50 million. But it's going to take something to take you out of this nervous system that is a wreck, that is in survival mode. You're not... Opportunities are passing you everywhere. They are passing. You cannot see them. You cannot connect with them because your nervous system is trying just to survive. Your guys are talking to you. They're telling you, we've sent 100. You can't see it when. We've sent a boyfriend that actually is good this time. You can't see him. We've sent something good. You do not see it. You can't even save your own children. You can't do anything. So the second thing is that I'm going to help those who are going to be in the webinar to listen. How do you hear? Because if the car needs to be parked outside, you need to know which door to go and knock at. You need to know which step to take. You need to know what is the next thing that will help you to gain the car, to pay off the house, to buy whatever that you need to buy. What is it? So you can't listen to anybody talking when you're trying to save your life from there. So that will be the second thing. And the third thing is to find this calmness and peace, because you can't hold on to anything when you are in this energy. You need to be calm to hold on to things. You can't hold on to money, you can't hold on to a relationship, you can't hold on to health when you are in this panic mode. So that is what we're going to be doing in the next 3 days. The 6th, the 7th, the 8th, we're starting at 7 p.m. every night. There's a link on my bio on Instagram. There's a link on my Facebook. There's a link on, I don't know where else, but yeah, just you can send an email, pa@busiselesho.com, pa@busiselesho.com. Then sign up, come through, let's do the healing work. So those 3 things, finding what is it that is blocking you and clearing this past money traumas. Number 2, learning to listen so that you can be able to manifest this thing that needs to park outside or be in your bedroom or this and that. And then number 3 is finding this peace where you can hold on to things, where things can last in your life. The money can last. The whatever else you want can last. So that is happening on the 6, 7, and 8. So that is the most important thing that it was anywhere. I mean, we've got people signing up from everywhere in the world. So that is important to do in the next 3 days, 6, 7, 8 August. And then 22 August, we have the retreat. It's in Mahalis. So we also are almost fully booked. We have people coming from everywhere. We've got somebody who's coming from the UK, people coming from the US, that we are doing the 3 days also. 22, 23, 24, we're doing ayahuasca.
So we stay there.
We stay there. It's an amazing, amazing retreat center in Mahalis. We start on the Friday. On the Friday, we're doing a process of trauma repair. We're repairing the nervous system. So we close the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the nerve that tells us to run and
fight or flight.
Yes, fight or flight. So we close that down, and then we start to delete the memories of trauma. So that is like a 4-hour process. We start with it on Friday. And then we have fire cleansing, which is removing the past traumas that the family has given it to us as a blessing. But also we want to now inherit the real blessings that we need. Then in the evening, we start with the ayahuasca ceremony. So ayahuasca is a 6-hour process also, where we drink the plant medicine from Peru, Brazil, and it is giving you a chance to talk to your mother energy inside of you, your feminine energy, and talk to the trauma that has happened. Understand it so that you can get the blessing from that trauma, so that the trauma can let you go. And we finish that in the morning, and then we go to do a river cleansing. In the river cleansing, then now we are negotiating our lives. Now that I know what I know, now this is the next step. I want things to go this way. I need things to go this way. Somebody traumatized me, took my money, I want it back. This and this and this. You send back what you need to send back, you receive what you need to receive back. Then the 5th process on the Saturday, it's the San Pedro. San Pedro is the father energy. Now this is the end of it all. This is the most important process. This is where you find the father that you never had, the father that can provide for you, take care of you. But San Pedro, what it does, it gives you energy. It gives you energy to do the things you have never been able to do understanding, clarity, knowing your purpose. You talk to your soul, you make a decision, and you actually get the energy to go and do the proposal, to go and do the business, to go and start. I have started a security business from nowhere. I didn't know how a gun looks like, how literally from a St. Pedro's session. And today I run a very successful security business. I did not know what happened, but I saw it there and I knew exactly what to do and which door to go at. So it's amazing. So those 5 processes over the weekend is the most amazing thing you can do for yourself. Proper healing. You come out of there, you are not the person you went in. You are not. People greet you. I mean, I've seen people take phones and dump people while they are there. I mean, I always say, just stay away from the phone because you might just end it all there. But you just be like, oh, I get it. Why didn't I see this before? So we're having the retreat 22 to 24 August. So also the same email, pa@busiselesho.com. You send it. But I would love everybody to come through and do the Lions Gate. It's the most amazing thing.
Okay, fine. I'll put that on my social because it's tomorrow.
Yes, it's tomorrow. Yeah.
So we'll put that on our social media.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. We don't have any more questions from the audience, correct?
Okay, so the retreat has got 2 or different pricing. There is, every process has its own pricing. So there are people who say, I just want to do this one, I just want to do this one. So there's different for that. And then, of course, then you can do the whole retreat. So there's a link where you can see how everything is.
The packages.
Yeah, so you can take what you can be able to afford.
See, when they don't tell you the price, you know what it means. You know what it means.
It's not bad. It's just that, I mean, you know, when I first went to just an ayahuasca ceremony, it wasn't even done in South Africa back then, like 14 years back. I mean, I paid almost 100K to go to Brazil to do it. But God has made it available to us here in South Africa. Of course, I'm still buying it from there. I have to fly all the way here. But it's way affordable now. We can all be able to do it, which is such a blessing.
Hey, I hope so.
Yes.
I hope
it
so.
It is affordable now.
Thank you, Sis Busi. You are definitely my favorite witch.
Thank you so much.
Like,
yeah, no.
like,
yeah. Thank you so much for always inviting me in. And thank you so much to everyone. The comments, I mean, last time when we were here, everybody was just like, yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much, guys, for always supporting this work. I mean, this woman is doing amazing work. I will never be able to do what you're doing. God, I do not know how you get the strength. Well done.
Thank you. Well, I get to meet people like you, so it's not bad. No, it's not bad. Thank you so much. Umoya Ulight, Umoya Upright. Thank you to everybody who tuned in live. As I said, the people watching live, it's going to go off to members only now, and we will package this episode for the rest of the family soon, within the next week or so. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you again next time.
Who are you when all you were has been diluted by lies and white lines cancelling out all that which has been written of your history? Why do you look at yourself as a mystery? Doesn't the sun shine because you open your eyes? Doesn't the moon stay situated within the same stars your DNA sparkles off? Your spirit knows that surely corner into it off. Buza umoya so you may return to being well off. Because spiritually you are rich, yet your ancestors cry because you are out of reach. But yours is to command all elements while God takes inspiration from the very mirror she looked at to become. Remember who you are and never finish just when they think that with you they are done.